Welcome back. Compassion fatigue does not mean you are too attached to outcomes, but rather you are not spending enough time getting to know and appreciate yourself, your humanity, your own suffering, your boundaries. Think about being on an airplane when there is a pressure change and the air masks drop down, but instead of listening to the warnings, you start helping other people before you help yourself. Within moments, it's only what's going to happen is you are going to stop being able to see straight. You'll get disoriented and eventually lose consciousness entirely. This is not too different from compassion fatigue and what happens. I'm going to share with you some of the techniques that I found in my research and also some that have been a personal benefit to me in helping with compassion fatigue. Mindfulness overwhelmingly is what is referred to most with helping with compassion fatigue. And that doesn't mean that your mindset should be you simply have to have a good attitude in a horrible situation while doing nothing to change it. Rather, having that growth mindset where you're seeking out new approaches and trying to find ways to make it better. With mindfulness, view it as a way to get acquainted with yourselves, learn your limitations, understand that you don't always see things clearly, that you are human with limited energy and wisdom, and allow yourself some compassion for that. Now, there is a lot of research that talks about the benefits of mindfulness and meditation. It's going to improve memory and focus. You'll get better sleep, lower blood pressure, reduce anxiety and depression, increase self-awareness, self-acceptance. It'll help you increase your empathy, develop closer connections, and have an overall better sense of well-being. It can also provide new perspectives, create a deeper sense of awareness, compassion, and help you develop more self-acceptance. So if you're just starting out with mindfulness, start out by focusing on the present moment and not being distracted by everything else that's going on in your life or what is causing extra stress. Also, accept what is rather than it should be. During this time of COVID, we have this idea of what teaching should look like and what we experienced in the past with results and the way we taught. But now with all of that changing, we have to let that go and accept what is and do our best in that situation. If you can, take some time to meditate. And you can take a mindfulness course that I've linked on here. And what I've used the most is apps like Calm or Headspace. I found those to be very helpful. Self-acceptance is another technique. Overall, be kind to yourself. Don't think that because you can't handle these situations, you are weak or incompetent. Because you're suffering from compassion fatigue, that means that you are listening well to students, you have an open heart, and you care so much. Also, be authentic. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. It's a collection of choices that we have to make every day to show up and be real. The choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. And I love Brene Brown. I love her books. I love her podcast. She just has a lot of wisdom. And as you work on being authentic, know that when your students see that in you, it gives them permission to be who they are and meet them where they are. Understand who you are, know your strengths, your weaknesses, and your limits. Staying true to those values that you have will help you and overall give you some sense of relief. I know that when I remembered why I was there, why I was in that hard situation, and the purpose behind it, I had a lot more self acceptance. And with that, it helps you develop more compassion. Oh, I went back. Self preservation mindset is knowing what is yours to do. As teachers, it's common to have to struggle with not being able to fix everything that is going on in our students' life. But that's not our job, that's not our purpose. You're not going to be able to eradicate or prevent all the suffering of your students. So you need to separate what you wish you could do with what you actually can do. If you focus on trying to do everything and always feeling like you're not doing enough, it's just going to develop more stress and you're going to continue to feel overwhelmed. Because ultimately, you're not going to be able to prevent trauma in your students' lives. And your job is to just have love for them, have compassion, and not only having compassion for your students, but having that compassion for yourselves. So focus fully on the tasks at hand and be fully present for your students. And you might begin each day with saying something like, today, my intention is to do my part in fostering a safe environment for my students. And then you show up each day and you do that. And at the end of the day, you close with something like, I have done good work today, and I will let stress and worry go until tomorrow. And I love that suggestion. I think it would also help you separate your work life from your home life and giving yourself permission to not keep thinking about it. In my next video, I will talk more about strategies on how to combat compassion fatigue.